everyone and welcome back to Europify. I hope you all are doing really well. Finally spring has come to Germany and everything just looks so fresh, so beautiful everywhere. The days are brighter, sunnier, there are cherry blossoms everywhere, there are tulips everywhere. And just people are flocking to lakes and parks and everywhere. You can just see them walking their dogs, doing picnics. So it's really beautiful now. And it's just really nice to see, things getting back to normal. So today's video is gonna be again about Poland because if you haven't watched my previous two videos, I'll link it somewhere here or here, but we had discussed about the pros and cons of working or living in Poland, and then what is the cost of living. So in the last video of this series, we'll talk about how the work life looks like in Poland, how is the compensation structure, how are the tax classes, and just what are the pros and cons of working in Poland. So if you want to know more about this topic, then please do keep watching till the end of this video, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please consider doing that. And so with that, let's get started. So to start with, let's talk about the work-life balance in Poland. So after coming to Poland and starting to work here, for the first time ever in my career, I heard something about labor law. I mean, at least in my experience in India, I was working as an IT professional and this labor law didn't exist there. So if it is required, you're even expected to work for 14-15 hours a day if needed. But that drastically changed when I came to Poland. And I don't know if it was just with my company or it's everywhere, but work-life balance is given utmost importance in Poland, and for that matter, anywhere in Europe. I mean, the rat race culture, I completely hate it. I mean, it's one thing to be competitive and hardworking, but at the same time, you need to have some, personal life. And that was very much respected in Poland. So then and there, it won my heart. I mean, even there was a rule that if for some reason you have to work till late one day. So for example, if I work till, let's say 10 p.m. on a certain day, then the day after, you're not allowed to start work before a gap of around 11 or 12 hours. And the thing is, there are rules everywhere, but people don't follow. But here I saw that difference, that people actually followed it. I mean, starting from your supervisor to your manager, everyone encouraged to take proper rest before you start your day. And also during the weekends, if you have to work for some reason, there was a separate compensation rate for that, also a complimentary off, which was, very much appreciated. In Europe, in the work contract, you normally have 40 hours a week working time, and starting from your manager and higher up, nobody expects from you to work beyond that. In Poland, I have heard my managers say to me so many times, if I spend some extra hours in the office, they encourage us to go sooner and enjoy the personal life. And also on a Friday, there were flexible hours. Again, that depends on the company. But in general, the work culture here is very relaxed. Nobody expects you to, stay till late until your manager leaves. There is no culture like that. Also in the offices, there was this open seating arrangement. So if your manager or, any higher up, they don't have separate cabins or anything. Everyone just sits in an open area. That way it helps maintain a homogeneous work environment, and that I loved about working in Poland. Now, coming to the second most important aspect of work life, the compensation. You might have heard that in Poland, the compensation is not as great as the other European countries more to the west. Well, that is true. but again, you have to consider other aspects as well. The cost of living in Poland is way cheaper than the other European countries in the West. For example, in Germany or Spain or France or Switzerland, for example, it's way higher. Starting from the housing, the groceries, transportation, everything is just way higher cost. So accordingly, the compensations are also designed. But just to give you a rough background about how the compensation looks like, for example, someone with, let's say, 5 years of experience can expect, if you are coming to a multinational company, of course, then you can expect somewhere around 10 to 15,000 PLN. So that is normally the structure. Now it can go beyond or even below that. For example, if you are based in Warsaw or Krakow, these bigger cities, then of course your compensation has to be higher because the housing and other costs are higher in these cities. And comparing to that, if you are in a mid-sized city like Poznan or let's say Wrocław, the compensation will be little lower because of course the cost of living is cheaper than Warsaw or Krakow. So accordingly, you can negotiate. And also there are additional one month of variable pay normally in the companies. So yeah, just try to figure these out when your interview process is going on with the HR. And also some companies provide relocation expenses, so you can transfer all your stuffs from your home country to Poland with the company expense, and just negotiate all of that during your interview process. But if you are a professional having more than, let's say, 10 years of experience, then you can negotiate for more. For example, you can start from more than 15,000 as well. And yeah, also some companies have this share, like the employee stock units, those kind of compensation. So all of that has to be considered when you negotiate during your interview process. Now coming to the third aspect, and perhaps one of the most important, the tax reduction. So the tax reduction structure in Poland was in a way similar to India, but very different from Germany. So there was a threshold, and till you reach that threshold, there is a certain tax rate, and then beyond that there is a higher tax bracket. So I think by the time I left Poland, it was somewhere around 87,000 PLN a year. So till the time you reach that 87,000 PLN threshold, the rate of deduction is somewhere around 18%, and beyond that it is 32%. So depending on your gross salary, it depends, in what month you reach that threshold. So till that time, 18% of your salary will be deducted, and post that for the rest of the months in the year, it will be 32%. And then at the end of December, so this whole threshold will be reset. So from January onwards, it will again be calculated from 0 to 87,000 and so on. I hope that gives you a basic idea about the tax structure, and accordingly, before taking any decision about any job, you should calculate all these things. There are also a lot of websites which gives you a comparison between the cities and how the rough estimate of the deductions will look like. So I'll also link some of those in the description box. Do feel free to check that out. But yeah, all these things need to be considered if you are planning to move for work to Poland. And also some people had reached out to me whether it will be a wise idea to move to Poland at this point, amidst the fear of war, and how is the actual situation like. Well, I'm not living anymore in Poland, but I feel so proud of seeing Poland step up in this dire situation for Ukraine, and taking in so many refugees, helping them out. But coming to the question again, nobody has any idea what the future holds except for who. So it's completely up to you. The situations are not that bad in Poland, at least till now. And also, if you are not close to the border, then you don't have I would say, much to worry about. And yeah, again, at the end of the day, it's your decision. Do your judgments, do your calculations. If it fits you and your needs, then yeah, just take that decision. I'm not in a position to advise you, because it's just so uncertain at this point. So that was it for today's video, guys. I hope you find this information useful, and yeah, if you did, just don't forget to hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please consider doing that. That's the only way you can help my channel grow. So I'll see you next time with a whole new video. Till then, take care and bye.